Friends, near the village of Belapur, there was a dense forest, home to countless birds and animals. On the edge of this forest, a widow named Gayatri lived in a small hut. Gayatri was around 25 to 30 years old, and her husband had passed away a year ago from a terrible illness. Now Gayatri had no one to rely on. She gathered firewood from the forest and did some sewing and weaving in the village to make ends meet. She was beautiful, but her eyes carried a deep sorrow. The villagers would mock her beauty and gossip about her loneliness, yet Gayatri never let their words hurt her. Life for her had become nothing more than fulfilling daily needs and getting through each day. One day, while Gayatri was collecting firewood in the forest, a large monkey descended from a nearby tree and sat before her. At first, she was frightened, but when the monkey did not attack and simply watched her quietly, she calmed down. Softly, she asked, "Who are you? What do you want?" The monkey bowed its head as if it understood her words. Gayatri smiled faintly and returned to her work. The monkey stayed nearby. When Gayatri started tying the firewood, the monkey came and helped her. Surprised, Gayatri gently stroked its head and said, "You are very intelligent." From that day on, the monkey began visiting her every day. Sometimes it would bring fruits, sometimes it would help with her chores, sometimes it would simply sit outside the hut and play until evening. Slowly, Gayatri's life began to fill with color again. Her smile returned. Gradually, a unique bond developed between Gayatri and the monkey. Whenever Gayatri felt sad, the monkey would come close to comfort her. She began to consider him part of her family. One night, under the moonlight, Gayatri sat outside her hut and noticed the monkey perched on a nearby tree, watching her. Smiling, she asked, "You will always stay with me, won't you?" The monkey leapt down and sat at her feet. Gayatri picked him up in her arms. That night, for the first time, she did not feel alone. Time passed. One day Gayatri fell ill. The monkey stayed by her side, fetching fruits from the forest and keeping her company. Gayatri gently asked, "Why do you care so much for me?" The monkey's eyes reflected deep affection. Days turned into weeks. Gayatri recovered completely, but now she couldn't imagine a moment without the monkey. She felt he was no ordinary creature, perhaps a timeless spirit that had become part of her life. One stormy night, as rain poured relentlessly, Gayatri was in her hut with the monkey by her side. Amidst flashes of lightning, she noticed the monkey's eyes glowing with an intense, radiant light. She touched his head and asked, "Will you always stay with me?" The monkey rested its head on her lap. Tears welled up in Gayatri's eyes. She felt the emptiness in her life had finally been filled. Time went on, but Gayatri began to notice changes in her body. Worried, she went to the village midwife. The midwife said, "Gayatri, you are pregnant." Gayatri froze. "How is this possible? I have no husband." The midwife replied, "Sometimes truth unfolds in mysterious ways." Confused, Gayatri remembered that night when the monkey had slept in her arms. Could this be the reason? Fear gripped her. Word soon spread through the village. People mocked her, and a council was summoned. The headman asked, "Who is the father of your child?" Gayatri honestly replied, "I do not know." When she admitted that the only companion in her life was the monkey who helped her, everyone laughed. The villagers ostracized her. Gayatri was left completely alone. One day, while she was alone in the hut, the monkey came and lowered his head near her. Tears glistened in his eyes. Gayatri asked, "Are you hiding something from me?" The monkey remained silent, then walked towards the forest. The next day, a revered sage visited the village. He summoned Gayatri and said, "The child in your womb is no ordinary being. It is the result of a divine spirit. Have you had any unusual companion in your life?" Gayatri bowed her head and whispered, "A monkey." The sage said, "He is no ordinary monkey. He was under a curse placed by a sage. But when he loved you, the curse was broken." In awe, Gayatri asked, "Is this child truly divine?" The sage nodded. "Yes, but with its birth will come great challenges. Dark forces will attempt to destroy it. You must protect this child." Time passed. One day while Gayatri gathered firewood, she faced a massive black serpent with its hood spread. Terrified, she froze. Suddenly, the monkey appeared and attacked the serpent, which vanished into darkness. Gayatri realized the child she carried was indeed divine. Weeks later, the pregnancy reached its end. One night, amidst a violent storm, a dark figure appeared outside her hut, Mayashur, holding a trident. He said, "The child in your womb is a symbol of power. I have come to claim it." Gayatri shouted, "You shall not touch my child." Mayashur roared, "I am the Lord of Darkness," and raised his trident. In that moment, the monkey transformed before her eyes. Flames ignited in his eyes. He grabbed the trident and hurled it at Mayashur. A fierce battle ensued. Finally, the monkey defeated Mayashur, reducing him to ashes. Before Gayatri, the monkey transformed into a radiant young man. He said, "I am Arshi's son. I was cursed to be a monkey. Your love broke the curse." Gayatri asked, "Then why did you leave me?" He replied, "To test your love and courage. Now, my curse is lifted, but I must return to my divine form to protect your child." He turned back into a glowing monkey and disappeared into the forest. Gayatri felt a divine energy within her. Soon, she gave birth to a child emanating golden light. The monkey said, "This child is the union of human and divine. In the future, it will establish truth and righteousness." Gayatri held the child in her arms and vowed, "I will protect you." The monkey smiled and vanished in radiant light. Looking up at the sky, Gayatri realized her life had taken a new direction. The villagers who once shunned her now revered her like a goddess. Gayatri raised her child with love and courage, believing that whenever danger arose, the divine monkey would return to protect them. Friends, this tale is a symbol of love and divinity, inspiring generations to come. If you enjoyed this story, like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel.